Day 13 is wrapped up for training camp with the Bucs, and man, there's a lot happening. I mean, we just got to hear from Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
We just saw Ribbon Bain Jr. He just actually wrapped up his workload right here.
He was going after practice. He was going for practice. Putting the work in.
Yeah, longer than us.
Oh yeah.
Right now, I'll be honest
us.
with you, but it was a hot one. And we do have some injury updates all across the board. Let's start off on the offense. What kind of took your eye as we came out here today?
Injury-wise?
Yeah, maybe J-Mac probably.
Yeah, Kate Otten, once again, not as been wasn't yesterday. Everything down. We've gotten a few other players getting in there, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Jalen McMillan was out there for individual drills, not for team drills. And we did hear Todd Bowles say, don't expect him to play in the preseason game on Saturday. He's still ramping up to go.
Yep.
Tristan Wirfs was out here yesterday in individual drills and not team drills. Today, not really doing much.
Yeah, it came out a little bit later. He jogged out onto the field. I asked Todd Bowles about Tristan Wirfs. He gave us kind of like, just working his way in type deal. He said we'll get a better feel of where Wirfs is at next week, but we're not going to see Wirfs out there on Saturday night, which is interesting. I mean, that's a big deal because you are going to be throwing out Baker Mayfield.
And the rest of the ones, they will be there. They will be there with Ben Chukwuma playing left tackle, presumably, or Justin School, depending on which one they want to go with. Mm-hmm. We'll see who it ends up being, but it won't be Tristan Wirfs.
No, it will not be Tristan Wirfs. So, just going over to the defensive side, we did see Benjamin Morrison out there once again on a consecutive day participating in some actual drills.
We'll actually be talking to him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that after practice.
Yeah, that'll be a big interview to kind of discuss what he's been dealing with and where his mentals are at, because you're seeing a guy like Aiden Garnes who had a big play and made multiple plays in that first preseason game against the Jets. He's taken full advantage of those opportunities because 21 is not out there. So
yes, Simon McCollum also was doing stretches, individual drills, not playing in team drills. And also Christian Roseboom, linebacker, once again, he's not participating at all.
What was interesting, we actually had Joel Glazer, one of the Bucs owners here. He comes out and he goes straight over to Todd Bowles. They're hanging out before really practice begins. This was during the warm-ups and some of the ND drills, and they were discussing some things. And I did catch a moment where Joel Glazer goes up to Vita Vea and kind of grabs Vita. They, not saying that it's like a bad thing that they were doing, but they were just kind of chopping it up, saying hey, and as they're trying to figure out a deal for him. Jason Light was out here too, and we actually talked with Todd Bowles today about, are you going to start getting worried? When do you start getting worried about Vita Vea and non-participating? And he said, really, they're going to have a discussion next week, sit down and figure out what's going on. I mean, we all know what's happening. He's listed dealing with a back injury, but they want to see him out there, and things are. It's coming down to crunch time.
Definitely is. After Saturday, it'll be 2 weeks of preseason. 2 to 3 was that window Todd Bowles initially talked about in training camp. Now we're getting there. It's getting pretty close. So have to see how it shakes out, of course.
Yeah.
But they might have to start talking about some really serious things going forward here, what they want to do with Vita Vea, back and forth.
100%. So let's go over to some plays made today. I thought the run game had some explosive ones between Bucky Irving and Kenny Gainwell. Those two guys had some really nice goals.
Good run.
The interior blocking was really nice. And so that's continuing to grow and get better, because that was a big struggle at the beginning of camp. But those two guys, I asked Baker about Kenny Gainwell, what he brings. I kind of said he's a gadget guy because he can do a whole lot, but Baker made sure to tell me, he's still a really damn good running back. But in the pass game was what has surprised Baker a lot, because he didn't know that, and I didn't know. Kenny Gainwell in college was at a wide receiver position, and he is obviously going to play a big part in the air game with Baker Mayfield throughout the season. We saw Bauer Sharp get some work with the ones.
He did. Kate Otten's out. Yeah, he's gotten to work with the ones. He impressed in preseason. Todd Bowles told us today, very athletic. The pass catcher needs to work on his blocking, but they are. And Baker Mayfield said, he's got a great chance to make the team with what he's been able to do. So expect to see a lot more of him on Saturday against the Chiefs.
So there was a play made today by Josiah Trotter, your rookie linebacker. He got back there for a tackle for loss. So it's very hard. It's not like during regular training camp practices. We are all the way wedged on this side of the field. They're over there doing red zone work, so it's kind of
hard
tough
to see. It's hard to see.
But we did see 45 make a play because I heard it. He was boisterous, and someone had asked Baker Mayfield about some of those, the defensive changes, the new additions, the rookies, and then of course Nacho and Ashawn Robinson. He said he loves it, but specifically he called Josiah Trotter an animal.
Not a rookie. He said he's not a rookie. So
nope.
You're going to want to hear that if you're a Bucs fan. You want to hear your team leader talking about a guy like that. Mm-hmm. Expect him to get more time and plays and reps all across this part of the offseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he specifically said he talks a lot of shit. We needed that on defense, and he loves what the rookie has been able to bring. We did have some more red zone, I thought, and I meant to ask Todd Bowles about this. I don't know if
we looked like Ted Hurst might have got a jumping touchdown grab, but there's a wall of players that we can't see. So in theory, it seemed like the offense reacted positively. It seems like he did. You also had Chris Godwin get a nice contested catch there. You had Dean Patterson seems to find his way open in the red zone. He had another touchdown grab.
Did. We were talking about it. Tell them about what you kind of get from Dean Patterson, just the feel, just the way he plays.
It seems like he's able to find the gaps in the red zone really well. Whenever he's catching the football, you got a lot of really great contested catches from guys like Chris Godwin, guys like Ted Hurst that we've seen so far. But I mean, it seems like when Dean Patterson catches the football, he's open. He finds his way open. Touchdown. David Sills also returned today in practice. He had a touchdown. He had a bit of a banged up knee, and he did have a touchdown that the offense popped off on. That's all I think.
They went crazy.
Back corner of the red zone. That's the sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
You want to get those touchdowns. So did a good job there.
Yeah, 100%. There was a lot of plays made offensively. I think you saw some Jalen Daniels. He had a kind of a rookie day on air for the most part. Not so pretty, but it's time, and it's going to be a big preseason game. We'll be back here tomorrow to recap day 14.
And then even the day after that.
Yeah, we will be. That's right. We don't give up. Ruben Bain makes us work harder when he's out here putting in some extra work. Makes us want to stay out here a little bit longer. You want to stay out here in the sun a little bit longer?
No, we're done.
Yeah, we're out. Peace.